Hi, fourth graders. It's Miss Leon here, and we are starting on the next step in our writing. We have learned a lot about writing a opinion essay, and now that we have included our introduction and conclusion in with our body paragraphs, it's time for us to do some editing and revising. So, to help us do editing and revising of our draft, I went ahead and I created for you a checklist. So here is my draft right here. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to look at my checklist and see how I can start going through my paper and making it even better. When I start revising my paper, I need to make sure that I'm going section by section through the paper to make sure that nothing is missing. So in the directions it said, in order to do a good job of editing and revising, it is important that you take it slow and check your work, one paragraph at a time. You will be reading and rereading your essay to search for any mistakes that you may have made. It is your job to find them and fix them. So in my checklist here, I have broken it out by each section of your essay. We have an introduction, reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, the conclusion, and then other things that you need to make sure that you have included. So when you go through, you're going to look at your introduction. You are going to make sure that you have created a hook and that you have included a claim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my document and make sure that I have included a hook and a claim. So I'm going to go in here and look at my draft. Okay, in my draft, I am looking here. It says, I have found the best way to find information about COVID is through the website for the Center for Disease Control. COVID or COVID-19 is an illness caused by a virus that can be spread from person to person. What people need to know is COVID is a global pandemic that not only affects people close to us, but it has also affected the entire world. That would be my hook. I do have a hook. Now I'm looking to see that I have my claim or my thesis. And here it is. I think that COVID is the worst because it is contagious, reason 1. We can't go to school where we want to go, reason 2, and you have to wear a face mask, reason number 3. So now I'm going to go back to my checklist. In my checklist, I can say yes. For sure, I have a hook, and yes, for sure, I have a claim or a thesis statement. I'm going to give a few more examples. I want to go in and look at my body paragraph 1. Reason 1, I need to make sure I have a topic sentence, I have 2 facts, and a mini story. So let's look at that really quick. All right, paragraph 1. I think that COVID is the worst because it is contagious. That is a complete sentence. I think that COVID is worse because it is contagious. It matches with my thesis statement or my claim. I've restated this as my topic sentence in a complete sentence. So I'm going to check that off my list. Yes, I have included that. So I'm going to go back to my checklist. I have included a topic sentence. Now I need to go look for my facts and my mini story. For instance, COVID is so contagious that we have to social distance. That is a fact. Fact 1. Social distancing means that we have to stay apart from other people. That is another fact. It leads with the first fact I had. At stores, it is important that we stay 6 feet away from other people. That still is included, so I'm not adding this in with a third fact. This is telling more and elaborating more about social distancing. An example of this, that in stores, there are places on the floor that tell you where to stand so that you don't get too close to other people. Also, some people have to go to school or work from home, so they're able to remain socially distant because from others because COVID is contagious and it is safer to stay at home. Another example of how COVID is contagious is that my uncle has gotten COVID and had to be in the hospital for 1 week. He was not able to go to the store, so my family went to buy him groceries while he was quarantined. I have at least 2 facts, maybe 3, and then here my mini story. So I'm going to, yes, be able to check that off. But I want to make note of something that I have noticed that I don't get to check off. While I was reading, I'm going to mark this off, I was noticing that some of the way that I had to read my essay was very choppy. Like maybe I don't have some complete sentences. So I'm probably going to need to go back and fix that. So I'm going to go and reread this because it sounded a little strange. Here we go. I think that COVID is the worst because it is contagious. I'm okay with that. For instance, COVID is so contagious that we have to social distance. What are these blue lines here? It's saying that we have social distance. No, I don't agree with what they're saying either. So let's say, for instance, COVID is so contagious that we have to social distance. Maybe I should say to be safe. Well, it likes that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. Social distancing means that we have to stay apart from other people. At stores, it is important that we stay 6 feet away from other people. An example of this, that in stores. That's strange. Okay, it suggests this. An example of this is that in the stores, there are places on the floor that tell you where to stand. Maybe I need a comma here. So that you don't get too close to other people. That looks and sounds much better. Also, some people have to go to school or work from home so that they are able to remain socially distant from others because COVID is contagious and it is safer to stay at home. I think that I need a comma here. So I want you to take this as a lesson. Just because you may have good ideas in your paper doesn't mean that your paper is perfect or ready to go. I was noticing that I needed to make sure that I was fixing my punctuations and some of the phrasings in my sentences. So I want you to go through paragraph by paragraph and make sure that you are correcting things that need to be corrected. Make sure that you are including the necessary elements to your essay. And you guys will be sure to have a fantastic paper. I can't wait to see what you've done.